Hey everybody, welcome to the webinar. I'm Olivia King and I'm going to show you today how to have major success as a musician without a major label. Now I'm guessing for a lot of you this is probably not your first webinar. The first thing I want to mention is that if you failed at having success as an independent musician in the past, it's not your fault. There's a lot of information out there and it can be confusing. Many times that information overload keeps you from having success. It's okay. If you've been concerned in the past that you can't succeed with your music, I want to put those fears to rest. You can do this. You just need the right person to explain it to you. The industry wants you to think you need a lot of money or some fancy major label deal to be successful. I'm here to tell you they're wrong. They have their own reasons for wanting you to think that, but it's not true. If you've ever thought that the major labels actually want you to fail as an independent artist, you're probably right. They don't benefit from you succeeding without a deal. They want to keep you thinking you need them. The difference with us is that we actually care about your independent success. And I truly want to see you living the life of your dreams. So that's what we're here for. I know you have a dream to change the world and make an impact, and I want to show you how to make that happen during this webinar. So my goal for this presentation is to help two types of people. For those who are beginners, you'll get everything no one ever gave me when I started. A clear path to success with no bullshit. For more experienced people, you'll get all that while capitalizing on what you have already been doing by learning the best marketing strategies and growth techniques you have not tapped into yet. Something I recently realized is that if I want to grow my music career now, I have to do it myself. And the only way for you to do this now is through Make Music Moves and letting me help you. So a little backstory on me. In April of 2017, I decided to go independent. I made this decision after 6 to 10 years of me relying on other people and literally getting nowhere. You guys are probably gonna laugh at me for this, but don't judge me, and I'm sure some of you guys have done similar things to this. But I even flew across the country to LA to meet with this guy who told me that he had found Lil Wayne. When I got to LA, I literally met with him on a park bench, and the whole time he was talking about Philly cheesesteaks and how they're so good in LA. I'm like, What? Why did I just fly all the way here for that? And things like that kept happening to me. I just wanted so badly for something to work, so I was giving these people my trust and hoping that them saying that they were going to make me the next biggest superstar was actually true. After years of trying to work with these different people and then being let down every single time, I was finally fed up. I was actually getting embarrassed because every single person who approached me ended up being a fraud in some way and not doing what they said they were gonna do, and that just sucked. So it makes me so happy to say that since I decided to stop hoping someone would give me my big break, I've gained over 700,000 streams on Spotify. I've had songs placed in celebrity campaigns. I've gotten distribution deals with Sony Music and now Cobalt Music. I have a combined social media following of over 100,000 people with over 550,000 views on YouTube, allowing me the opportunity to get over 20 brand deals, and I've worked with some of the industry's most accomplished songwriters and producers for free. These people include Mark Bradford, the songwriter of the hit song Cheerleader by Omi. Oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. I know you guys know that one. And the Heavyweights, who produced Neo's only Grammy Award-winning song, Do You. I hope you haven't had this 6 to 10 year standstill like I experienced, but I'm sure there are some of you who have. Regardless, if you've been at this for years or you're just getting started, this course will still apply to you. Here's what the music industry used to be. You were either signed to a major label and famous, or you weren't. Here's why this sucks. Major labels take 80 to 90% of your revenue, so if you don't strike it big while signed, you get shelved and your career is pretty much over. Shelved is just a fancy word for your career being put on hold while the label does nothing for you, but you can't even do anything for yourself now because you're still under contract with them. But welcome to 2018, where this is not your only choice and path to success. Being a successful musician is actually easier than ever before. Social media and music streaming services have made this all possible. So let's dive into my 3 secrets to success without a major label. Number 1, hit song hacking, or how to create a hit song with no budget. Now, let me tell you a quick story. I used to pay around $50 an hour to record in a big professional studio. This can get super pricey, and I also hated the feeling like I had to rush in there because I didn't want to run up my bill. I paid this before I was even releasing music. I would just record covers and stuff in there. Since I released my first single, I haven't paid 1 dime for studio time. That's right. I decided to create my own at-home studio, and I also work out of friends' studios that have some sort of investment in whatever song I'm working on at that point. These studios are either owned by a songwriter or producer for my song, etc. Moral of this story, I've saved so much money doing it myself. The cool thing is, doing it this way doesn't just work for me. I'm sure you guys know Tinashe, but just in case you don't, she's a huge pop, R&B superstar, writer, producer, and she makes all of her songs out of her bedroom at home. She's had songs on the Billboard Hot 100 charts, been nominated for multiple awards at the BET and Soul Train Awards. You get my drift. So you're probably thinking you need a lot of money to create your own home studio, right? Well, all you really need is a computer, which I'm sure most of you already have, a program to record. If you have a Mac, it comes with GarageBand, which is free. I personally go with Pro Tools, which is $29.99 a month, which is so worth it. And then you need a mic. So at the very most, you'll probably spend a couple $100s to get started if you already have a computer and whatnot. This will be worth it for just 1 recording session, because if you're like me, or we're like me, you'd spend at least $250 at the studio. So automatically, it's worth your investment. You're probably thinking you don't have the skills to record yourself, right? Well, that's what YouTube is for. I thought the same thing when I first started with Pro Tools, but I just watched a bunch of different videos on how to do certain things, and now I feel super comfortable using Pro Tools and recording myself, and I actually prefer it. Okay, so you're probably thinking you don't know which microphone to buy, or what program is best, or where to even find a producer to make you some beats, right? Well, in my course, I will give you a full home studio tour where I show you the exact things that I've used and purchased and the things that I love to work with. I've done all the research for you. I've tried all different types of recording equipment, so you get to save your time and let me just give you the best recommendations for things. As far as producers go, this is so easy. You can find producers anywhere. It's called social media. So I'll tell you exactly how to reach out to these producers and give them some sort of incentive to work with you. So don't worry, I got you on that. Okay, so now you know how to create a hit song on a budget, so let's move to secret number 2. How to get 500,000 plus streams on Spotify without spending money, or as I like to call it, Spotify hacking. When I released my first single, I knew I was going to push the hardest on Spotify. I researched all the best ways to blow up on Spotify, and I came across this site. They said they would pitch me to Spotify playlists in my genre, and I had the potential to get on thousands of playlists and get millions of streams. I decided to give them my credit card info. I paid $250 and saw nothing happen in the first 2 weeks. I decided to look into my account that I had with them, and I saw all the playlists they were pitching me to were not even close to my genre. They were pitching me to rap playlists, country playlists, not pop soul playlists like we spoke about before I gave them my money. I asked them to please start pitching me to playlists that made sense, and they gave me this bogus reason why they couldn't do that. I was super frustrated and confused and asked for a refund, and they refused. Okay, moral of the story, do not pay anyone to pitch you to playlists. Do it yourself. It's the only for sure way you can get on quality playlists. Once I started pitching myself to playlists, I saw major results, and now I'm at over 700,000 streams on Spotify alone. The cool thing is, it didn't just work for me. It works for all kinds of people and musicians. Look, here's Troika, and they always thought they had to pay thousands of dollars to get lots of Spotify streams, but after they took that leap of faith and tried things this way, this is what happened. They got themselves on lots of playlists, and now they have 20,000 plus streams on Spotify with 1,300 monthly listeners, and this number is only just starting out and growing rapidly. So you're probably thinking, you need to be a signed artist to have millions of streams on Spotify, right? Well, I actually know an artist signed to Atlantic Records, and before he signed, he had 50 million streams on his first single on Spotify. Then he signed to Atlantic, and his next song was a huge flop with 95% less streams than his single he released independently. Then the label shelved him, even though it was technically their fault because they rebranded him into something he wasn't. Okay, so now you're probably thinking, you need a lot of money to get on big Spotify playlists, right? Well, I spent $0 to get 700,000 streams, and I'm on about 10,000 playlists, and this was just doing it myself, putting in the hard work myself. You're probably thinking, you could just buy your streams for cheap and fake it till you make it, right? Well, the way to really blow up on Spotify is getting on their in-house curated playlists. The only way to do this as an independent artist is by getting on tons of regular people curated playlists. Playlists curated by people like you and me, but their playlists happen to have thousands of followers. If you buy your streams and are on little to no playlists, Spotify can tell your streams are fake, and it will really hurt your standing with them. They will always know that real people are not interested in your music, so why would they want to give you exposure on their huge editorial playlists? They wouldn't. Even doing this one time can hurt your standing and reputation with Spotify forever. So now I've shown you how to get 700,000 plus streams on Spotify without spending money. Isn't that sweet? Okay, so my last secret I'm sharing with you today is secret number 3, and that is viral marketing hacking. And that is viral marketing hacking. How to create a viral marketing campaign for your music without hiring a pricey PR company. Now let me tell you another story. Before I released my first single, my boyfriend had the idea to create tons of promo ideas for the single by putting each idea on a sticky note and putting them all on a wall in our house. I thought he was a little crazy at first, but doing that was actually a pretty brilliant idea. I ended up using each of these ideas for the promotion of my first single and saw which ones worked super well and which ones I could probably do without. Moral of this story, I was able to be super creative and come up with over 100 promo ideas or so and implement every one to see which ones actually worked, and I didn't have to pay for any of these strategies to work. The cool thing is, this didn't just work for me. I kind of have a funny story, but I'm sure a lot of you guys know who Fetty Wap is. His brother actually mixes all of my songs. So the first time I met his brother, we got talking about Fetty Wap, and he was telling me that when Fetty Wap had his first single, Trap Queen, he was independent. He thought of extremely creative ways to promote this song super hard and got it on the radio. He was doing shows and getting paid $100,000 per show, pocketing that. Then the major labels came after him, and guess how much money he's making now from shows? 10 grand. I'll let that sink in. Jelly, oh Jesus. Ow. Anyways, isn't that crazy? So he's making 10,000 now instead of 100,000. Huge difference. And that's just because having a major label is like the popular thing to do, right? So you're probably thinking, good for you, Fetty Wap, and good for you, Olivia, for coming up with 100 creative promo tactics. But that would take me way too long to think of so many ideas, right? Well, lucky for you, I've done all this work for you and tested which of my ideas worked and which ones weren't really that great. In the course, I give you all of my marketing secrets that helped me get my music in celebrity campaigns, got my music playing in major retail stores, and got my music to the top of the indie charts. You're probably thinking, you're a pop artist, will your strategies even work for me when my music is a different genre than yours? Well, I currently have over 100 students, and they're definitely not all pop artists. These promo strategies are not genre specific at all. We're simply tapping into pools of people that we know will be future fans of your music. You're probably thinking, I don't have enough followers to promote to, right? Well, that does not matter. We're going to be marketing your music to people who have never even heard of you before. Yes, you can of course promote to your current followers, but most of my strategies actually include promoting to people who have never seen or heard you before. So let me ask you a question. If you followed what I showed you in secret number 1 and found a way to create a hit song with no budget, then did what I showed you in secret number 2 and got your music on thousands of Spotify playlists without spending money, and then used secret number 3 to promote your hit song to millions of people without paying a pricey PR company, do you think you could be successful? Let me ask you another question. How many of you are excited about what we talked about? How many of you are feeling a little overwhelmed because we've covered so much? I know, it's really impossible to cover everything in order to get results in a 60-minute webinar, but trust me, I'm trying my best. So I've created a special package for those of you who are ready to move forward and want to implement these new strategies for your music. Is it okay with you if I spend 10 minutes going over a very special offer I created to help you start having major success without a major label? Okay, see, I knew you guys were go-getters. What you're gonna get is instant access to my full Make Music Moves master course. And here's what we're going to cover in the course. Week 1, we're going to talk about what to do pre-release, so everything before the release of your single or album. Week 2, we'll go over everything Spotify related. That needs a whole week. It's very important. Week 3, we dive into creative promo tactics. So all those 100 sticky notes, I'm giving you the inside scoop. Then by week 4, you'll be ready for booking shows and TV and movie placements. Week 5, we look at YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, all the social media stuff. And finally, in week 6, we wrap it all up with beating the algorithms, which is super important. Now let me show you some people who've actually had a chance to go through this course already. Let me introduce you to Cody Daniel. Cody has over 150,000 streams on Spotify, over 12,000 followers on Instagram, and he was voted Artist to Watch on Music Talent Pool. Then there's Siki Daha. Love his name. He has taken our full master course and is now a part of my inner circle, which I'll talk to you guys a little bit about later. He is now verified on Instagram with a following of about 25,000. And probably my favorite story is Jordan Royale. He now has over 100,000 streams on Spotify with over 35,000 followers on Instagram. Not only does he have a great following, but he's also been featured in Rolling Stone magazine, Complex magazine, and Vice. Now you might be thinking you can't get started with this because you think you'll end up actually having to spend a lot of money. Here's why that's a mistake that will hold you back from success. When you sign up, you're going to get instant access to my 6-week master course, a total value of $398. When you invest today, you'll also get access to all my email templates used for Spotify playlisting and promo, and contract mock-ups used for working with producers, songwriters, etc. When you have these templates, you'll be cutting down your time trying to craft the perfect emails to Spotify playlist curators, influencers will be promoting your music, and your email/text subscriber messages to them. When you have these step-by-step tutorials and contract mock-ups, you'll be able to get rid of spending your money on lawyers, legal fees, and other courses with people who try to teach you what to do in this industry but haven't actually gone through these things themselves. You have to remember, I'm an artist too, and am in this with you. So I'm teaching you what I know for a fact has worked for me and my current students. When I was first figuring this stuff out, I ran into a big roadblock. I didn't know how to be my own label without having to spend as much money as a label would be spending. So I had to get creative and start balling on a budget. I had to spend so much time and money to figure out what email templates worked, spent hundreds of dollars on lawyers to craft the perfect contracts, and on top of that, spent like 10 years sifting through the bottom feeders, as I like to call them, that would come out of nowhere, sell me a dream, then do nothing, leaving me to have to figure out everything myself and end up back at square one. I have to admit, I'm a little jealous that you get 10 years worth of hard work and money spent in just a 6-week master course, but everything happens for a reason, right? Now I get to help you guys, and I have proven ways to be successful without a label, and I'm just going to give them to you with this package. Sound cool? When you use these tools I'm giving you, not only do you save the time and money I spent to develop them, but you also save what could be years of wasted time and money because you'll be doing it right the first time. There's no trial and error period like I had. Okay, so real quick, a little package update. We have the 6-week master course, and now we've tacked on email templates and legal contracts. Moving on. When you invest today, you're also going to get access to scripts which help you when reaching out to producers, songwriters, and brands you want to work with. I had to go through reaching out to thousands of producers, songwriters, and brands before I realized what scripts work and which ones just sucked. but you won't have to because I'm giving you these scripts as a special bonus. This bonus is going to make it faster and easier for you to create hit songs and land brand deals. How? Because you will know exactly what to say and how to say it in your first message to them. Now we got another package update since we tacked that on. So we have a 6-week master course, email templates, legal contracts, and scripts to reach out to producers, songwriters, and brands, totaling $1,295. I'll also provide you with daily schedules so you can be sure to stay organized and consistent with all the content being given to you in this course. These daily schedules will help you to 1, never feel overwhelmed, 2, never feel inconsistent, and never feel discouraged. I know schedules are a huge thing for me mentally to feel like I'm on top of things. Package update. So now we have the 6-week master course, email templates, legal contracts, scripts to reach out to producers, songwriters, and brands, and daily schedules, all totaling $1,345. And most importantly, I'll provide you with screen recording tutorials that teach you exactly how to find producers, songwriters, brands, how to distribute your music, how to find Spotify playlists, how to create merchandise, how to create a billboard, how to make an Instagram street team, how to set up a text marketing campaign, and so much more, worth a total value of $300. Now let's update again. So we have the 6-week master course, email templates, legal contracts, scripts to reach out to producers, songwriters, and brands, and daily schedules, and screen recording tutorials that teach you exactly how to find producers, songwriters, and brands, how to distribute your music, how to find Spotify playlists, how to create merchandise, how to create a billboard, how to make an Instagram street team, how to set up a text marketing campaign, and so much more, worth a total value of $1,645. Now, obviously, I'm not going to charge you $1,645, but if I did charge you $1,645 and all I did was give you major success without a major label, would it be worth it to you? If all this system did was create you a hit song for free, would it be worth $1,645? And if all it did was explode your Spotify streams, would it be worth $1,645? And what if all it did was help you create a viral marketing campaign? Then would it be worth it? So I had 2 choices with this. 1, I could make it as cheap as possible, but I couldn't really stack on the value for you. So I decided to go with the second option, which obviously requires a little bit more of an investment on your end, but this allows us to have the time, energy spent into making sure and guaranteeing your success as an independent artist. So if you had a successful independent music career today that was making you money, would it be worth it to you? How much would you pay to have that kind of career? You can probably see why people pay $1,645 for a similar result from me. Because it's not a cost, it's an investment. You've already seen how it's worth $1,645. And even at $400, which I charge the public, it's a great deal. But because I know the struggle of doing this on your own and how bad you want this, I'm going to give you a very special offer. The price I've decided to give you is $199. If you were to hire a PR company to do this for you, it might cost $2,000 per month. But because you're learning how to do it yourself, and I'm giving you all the tools and resources to make it happen fast, you only pay $199. So at this point, you have two choices. Choice number one is to do nothing. If you do nothing with the information you've learned over the last hour, what will you get? Nothing. Or you can choose to take a leap of faith, just test it out and see if it'll work for you. It's okay if it doesn't work for you because you're covered with my 100% money back guarantee. You can test drive it now and see if it'll work for you. You literally have nothing to lose. Is it worth gambling a few minutes of your time to check this out? Even if it only does half of the stuff that I've claimed today, it'll automatically pay for itself once you get those first 50,000 streams on Spotify. And that is only one revenue stream, and I'm giving you tons. So if you take the leap, you're going to get that 6-week master course worth $398, email templates and legal contracts worth $800, scripts to reach out to producers, songwriters, and brands, $97 value, daily schedules to keep organized and consistent, a $50 value, screen recordings of exactly how I find producers, songwriters, brands, how to distribute your music, how to find Spotify playlists, how to create merchandise, how to create a billboard, how to make an Instagram street team, how to set up a text marketing campaign, and so much more, worth $300. And a bonus. If you sign up within the next 30 minutes, you'll also gain a free 1-month membership to my Inner Circle, which I know I said I would talk about it earlier, and the time is now. The Inner Circle is a monthly subscription. So this is where I send you everything I'm doing every month that keeps myself consistent. So some of the things you'll get in my Inner Circle each month include 100 Spotify playlists to reach out to, 10 movies or TV shows looking for music to place, 10 YouTube playlists to get your music videos or cover videos on. I'll give you the trending songs to cover each week, the top trending hashtags to use for Instagram, email and text blast templates, songwriting tips and ideas, and a Q&A conference twice a month so I can answer any questions you may have along the way. So get started now. Click that sign up now button to get started ASAP. So if you're still with me, this is a time where I want to open it up to you guys to ask any other questions you may have in the chat. I've been glancing at them a little bit, and I already see that a lot of you guys are wondering about how long will it take before I see results. So, I know habits are really hard to change, and you may feel like this is just too much work. But I'm giving you 6 weeks of information all broken down so you can easily and quickly start applying all of that information to your career. Results will come as soon as you decide to take this leap and do the work. Like anything, the harder/smarter you work, the quicker the results. I'm giving you the smarts, so all you need to do is that hard work part. I could leave the webinar right now and go enjoy the rest of my night. I'm already successful with my music career. This is already working for me, but this isn't about me. This is about you. If you leave now, you might think you learned a lot of cool stuff, but my guess is that by morning tomorrow, you'll have already slipped back into your normal routines, right? You just do what you've always done. That's what most people do. I've been in this business a long time, as you know, and I've found that there are only 2 kinds of people. Those who are good at making money with their dreams, and those who are good at making excuses. I've met both, but you can't be both. If you're the one making excuses, I hate to say it, but I think you're gonna have a really hard time being successful with your music. The good news is that you get to choose. In this moment, you can choose which type of person you're gonna be. Don't be someone who makes excuses. Be someone who actually takes a leap, works hard, and has major success. Okay, so hope that answered your question, your first question. I am also seeing in here that you guys are asking if you'll have direct contact with me throughout this process, and the answer is, of course. I'm always here if you have any questions or need any help along the way. I've told you how the whole system works. I've shown you how you can have major success without a major label. I've shown you that you only need to take this course to make this all work. But you know what? To be successful with this, you're gonna need more than just that information alone. I know you can be successful with this system, but you're gonna need coaching, and that's why I'll always be easily accessible to you along the way. You'll have questions that need answering, and you might need help in the accountability department too. Let me tell you, I take my job as a coach very seriously. I won't let you quit on yourself. We'll get through everything together. I can't do that with just a few videos and some PDFs. Information alone won't cut it. My success rate when people go at this by themselves is almost 0%. But my success rate for those who work with me is closer to 90%. If information were enough, then you could have just turned to Google. You need a guide who's been there before, who can take you there now. Once you've been through this training, with my help, every step of the way and have everything down pat, you can say goodbye to the stress of having to rely on other people. You'll never have to worry about how can I be successful in music again. Can you imagine what your life would be like when those things have instantly disappeared from your life? What will you do with all the extra time, energy, and money? You get the gist. Okay, one more question. This next question is going to be the last one I'm going to answer, but if you have any questions that were left unanswered after all this, definitely feel free to email me directly. It's info@makemusicmoves.co, and we can chat there if you have any questions. So the last question I'm seeing quite a bit in the chat is you guys asking, will you need to hire someone like a manager or agent to help you really succeed with everything that I'm teaching you in this course? So let me paint a picture of where I was before I started doing this on my own. I struggled with getting my music out there. I wasn't able to move forward with anything, and I felt like I needed someone else to give me my big break. Things were hard because I didn't have money. Does that sound familiar? But now I want you to get a vision of what life could be like. Ever since I realized I only needed myself, I've been able to have independent success. Now I'm able to do what I love and I'm happy and things are amazing. Can you imagine what that would be like? Alright, so if you're still on the fence, now is the time to open a new browser window, go to bit.ly/MMM50off and get started. Remember, there's no risk and we have 100% money back guarantee. But the only way for you to know if this is right for you is to get started now. You can get your account at bit.ly/MMM50off. Okay guys, so that is the end of the webinar. I am so excited to be on your team and see where I can take your career. So again, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to email me. It's info@makemusicmoves.co, but hopefully I've covered everything and you guys can head over into that browser, bit.ly/mmm50off. Get it for $199. I cannot wait to be your coach. Good night.